Before I continue, let me mention, I send you quiz number 1 through line. So if you don't receive it, you should connect to me. All right. And in the future, I use the same way. So that's why I still expect you can connect to me so that I can send it to you using line. So this one, data check, is it true? We have sequence number 0. So at least this is the difference. We make packet, but we insert sequence number 0 for this one. And also, because we take care of the garbled or corrupted echo net. So here we have receive but corrupt. All right, so we receive it. And corrupt or neck, it should be the same, right? Neck, I should retransmit. Corrupted, I should retransmit. So the same here, right? So for the two cases, just retransmit. For the other case, I receive it. Of course, it should be egg. And before egg, not corrupt. Receive it, not corrupt. Finally, I can identify its egg. So this one, everything's okay, so nothing to do. Nothing to do, and move it to the next step, step 1. And this is 0, and this is 0, and this is 1. And that's done. For the remaining part, just repeat for sequence number 1. Well, I think you should know it's easy to extend. But extend, so we expand the current number of steps to 2. So we have the sequence number 1, and so that the number of steps for the conversion is doubled, right? It's doubled. So we have the expansion so that we have 0 and 1 simultaneously. Well, about the current modification, let it have 1 minute to check quickly. Okay, check the current finite state machine for version 2.1. Well, about this version, the center side. Let me check the students in the classroom. Here, I make sure. Okay for you, raise your hands. Okay. Not okay for you? Where? Let me know where. Okay. This one, right? For this one, actually, we have the way to do for the conversion. I receive it, but I cannot tell it's echo neck if we have the corrupted receive packet at the sender side. In fact, we expect it should be egg or neck, but right now because of corrupted version, so we don't know egg or neck. So the sender just treat, oh, it should be neck, and I just repeat because no choice, right? Or even finally, we have some way to know, oh, okay, finally it should be egg or neck. It takes time. So because we try to avoid that one, to save time, we just repeat sending the packet again. And because we repeat sending again, that's why we have a sequence number 0 and 1 to tell later by the receiver. Because possibly, oh yes, corrupted, but it should be egg. However, I retransmit, so later at the receiver side, we should handle the packet duplicate. And also it's neck, so I repeat, yeah, it's true, bingo. I repeat, it's correct. However, we pose one possible issue to the sender. The sender needs to handle the packet duplicate, right? So about the further discussion or way to explain, is it okay for you? Okay, so about this one, we have an assumption. Corrupted, but why we retransmit? Because the sender needs to handle packet duplicate. So because of this, then the sender just do it. Just do it. Repeat. And how about the receiver side? Yes, the receiver side needs to tell duplicate or not. And yes, we have a gobble acronym. So same, receive the data packet. So receive packet and not corrupt. And you see, sequence number 0. And sequence number 1. I set the goal for the current state. I expect 0. Yeah, I receive the packet, not corrupt. And yes, we have sequence number 0. Bingo. That packet is the target packet. The receiver needs to process. So, and then we extract, deliver, and make egg. And send this egg to the sender. And likewise for sequence number 1, same, right? This is the first one. Everything's okay. But we should have the case. We receive it but corrupted, so we should send neck. And send neck, just neck. And we receive it not corrupted, but has the sequence number 0. You see, here it's 1. But why we have a sequence number 0? Because it is not the target packet, so not 0. We expect the receiver expect to have a packet with a sequence number 1, and then what to do? We receive it, nothing wrong, but sequence number is not the same. 1 currently it's 1, but I receive packet of sequence number 0. And what to do? The packet should be egg. Why egg? We should let the sender know everything's okay with the current transmission from your side, the sender side. So move it to the next step. Something like mission completed. Mission completed for the sender. Please move on to the next step. 1, because I expect 1, not 0. So because for that reason, we should have egg to the sender. 那我这边用中文讲一下。我收到0，我既然送 egg 给 sender， 为什么？要叫 sender 说 任务完成，请移到下一个去处理，就这样子。So, actually the same version, but in Chinese. So the mission completed. Of course, we need to send ACK. I saw that mission completed for sending packet with sequence 0. And the sender then will change state from 0 to 1. And so that we can have the packet 1 from the sender. That's it. And likewise, we have the description for this side. All right, same. Then you have 1 minute to check the sender side. Your name?
Guillaume.
The simplest one. I mean the simple. I mean sometimes your name is somewhat complicated, so I just try to have the simplified name.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to pronounce here.
Yeah, sure.
Guillaume.
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 Oh, Guillaume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So the ID of line you use get G-E-K, G-E.
G-U-A-L-L.
Oh, okay. Oh. So repeat the pronunciation.
Guillaume.
Guillaume. Okay.
Yes.
Guillaume. And how about you?
French.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard for me. Gordon. Guillaume. All right, so I just want to check about the conversion. Okay for you, right? Or maybe, let me make sure again. Okay, raise your hands. This time, yes, okay. Okay, raise your hands. Same if, okay, sure. So again. So okay for students in the classroom, let me move on to the next one. And right now we have one possible problem. But let us have the possible thing listed here. Sender, we have a sequence number, and we just have 0 and 1. And we need to check echo net corrupted. And of course, you observe twice as many states, right? Because we have a sequence number 0 and 1. And receiver, we need to check duplicate or not. So we should have has sequence 0 or has sequence 1. But note, this one actually we cannot do that one. So about that one, I think it's the final one. However, let me check this one for you. About the current setting, sequence number 0 and 1, is it enough? Anyone want to guess? Yes? No? So just guess. Yes, raise your hands. No. Oh, 1, okay. Or maybe 2. Not enough? No. Okay, 1 or 2. 2 to 2. Or 2 to 3. The answer is yes, enough. It's enough. Why? Because for the current one, we just want to tell Sorry. Don't forget we have this. Start and wait. Right? So start and wait, we just tackle one packet. Just one packet. And just one packet, we just want to tell the current packet or the previous one. Right? The current one or the previous one. If so, something like the current one is 1, so the previous one is 0. Or maybe switch it, the current one is 0, so the previous one is 1. So either one, we can tell they are not the same. They are not the same if we have a different sequence number. We treat it should be the previous packet. If so, then it's enough. But normally we should have the suitable number of sequence number. For the current one, yes, enough, just 0 and 1. About the current discussion about 0 and 1 for sequence number, the setting is okay or not. About the current discussion, I think you understand totally. It's okay, and 0 and 1 are enough to tackle the current design. Is it okay? All right, so because of K, so seems to be nothing wrong, but we try to have a different version, same version. Something like if you want to say something to some specific person, you just say something good. Something good. No, nothing good. Therefore, we want to have a neck. Don't let me know bad things. I just want to know good things. And so that we have a new version, neck free. Others let me know positive and skip negative. Right? Actually, for the interaction with your friends, maybe your friends expect you to do so. So that's why we have a version, neck free. Neck free and sugar free, the same meaning, right? Am I right? So we use neck free. We don't want to have a neck. We want to have the partial design. Well, we want to remove neck, but how to rely on egg to have a version for neck free? This one. And the current one, we skip the other half and only discuss the current half. So actually, you can design the side here. Okay, and we just focus on the current one. And current one, maybe I assume you still have some image in your mind how to have the final state machine for the sender. And same packet, 0 up to now. So this one, no change. All right, no change. And we have receive corrupt. But what's this? It should be neck. Neck for the previous version. Right? And here, then we send. So neck, why neck? We have the current egg. And the current egg is egg, but we have a sequence number. Previously, we don't have a sequence number. We have a sequence number. So we use this way. Let me get back to this to indicate the current design. Well, previously I don't mention checksum because we need to detect corrupted or not, so we have a checksum, but we have a neck. We don't mention sequence number. But this time, we mention it's egg, but follow the way. If you want to let me know, it should be egg. how to have egg? Currently, if I process packet 0, and previously, sender always keep the previous egg. So what's the previous egg? It should be egg for sequence number 1. Let me mention, currently we process the sender side want to process packet 0. If we have a few rounds of operation, so of course you can look at the receiver side. The receiver side should be, the previous step should be processing packet 1 with the egg 1. So we can use this way, and so that we change the sending side and receiver side to add sequence number to change neck to egg. And so that here we don't have a neck, but it should be something like the acknowledgement. Acknowledgement with the sequence number 1. All right. So that says we can use a way to replace neck by the current egg. However, the sequence number should be 1. And for the other one, it's egg, but we should indicate egg with the corresponding sequence number properly. And the current one, the sequence number should be 0. Well, so if we want to have the change like this, we should ask the sender to have some proper modification, and so that we can have egg with the proper sequence number. Well, about this, we check the receiver side immediately. The receiver side here, 0. We receive it corrupted, so so we have the change received corrupted. O is not we expect, so we should send the packet. And what kind of packet? Currently, we don't know that one. Actually, we want to check some of the others so they will know. Yes, we have a same packet here. Previously, maybe we have some operation. We make same packet at the receiver side. We make packet using ECK1. For the current 0, we should have the previous packet met by the receiver, because previous one should be we make ECK1. So we have this one, and so that we send ECK with the sequence number 1, so it should be neck. And previously we have corrupted. Oh, here, what it should be for the current position has sequence number 1. Maybe some of them, but currently everything should be okay. You can check it later, but we should have some difference. But think about it's reasonable or not. Corrupted, sure, we should send neck, but currently it's egg with the sequence number 1. Oh, 1, not our target, so we should send, now our target says, oh, okay, finish, finish. 1 is finished, right? The mission for 1 is finished, so move on to the next one. So you can check the current version and the previous version to tell why we should modify this. But if you don't want to check, that's fine. Corrupted, so we should send ECK1, and 1, it's 1, so 1 is finished. So of course we should send the corresponding ECK1, 1 finished. And anything else here? We receive packet from the receiver side, sender side, not corrupted, and currently we have sequence number 1. Here it's 1, so it's done, right? Done, so it's trapped. Deliver, but we should make the egg And the ACK, we should have the explicit sequence number. So we have a 1 appended. And so that we have the ACK 1. Of course, we should have checksum because we need to detect errors. Well, so possibly the two places who have the modification, and so that the sender can make the sequence number with the acknowledgement. And therefore, we can have ACK1 and ACK0. And so that the sender can use ACK1 and 0 properly. If currently we want to receive 0, and the sender should have the previous ACK, and use the previous ACK to represent NAC. Well, that's it. So this is a current version NAC-free. And so that we have the way to change for the sender side and the receiver side. Well, for the current version, maybe I should have more time, 2 minutes to check the two versions. Feel free to discuss, sure. Well, about NAC-free version, shall I repeat? Well, I assume I can continue. And if any question, next class, you can let me know. Well, we have RDT version 2. Version 2, initial one, 2.0. And then second version, I mean the first variant of the original version, it should be sequence number. And the third version, we have NAC-free. Well, I use this one to check your comprehension. You can let me know your status, or maybe anything you want to let me know using this one. Pause every while to indicate your comprehension. Well, let me know your status. Same, 2 minutes for you. Well, this one. Oh, okay. Receiver will send echo net to tell whether the packet. Oh, yeah, sure. For the conversion, yes. So let me go through this quickly. Up to now, it seems to be understood well. Good. Hopefully, yeah, it's your true status. Sometimes you pretend, oh, I should have the response, so I just have one possible response quickly. If so, I think, at least I think, understood well, you try to, yes, make you understood well later. All right, so, okay, let me move on to, anything wrong? Sure. One question from you. Some problem.
I haven't answered. No.
Oh, you can use line for sure.
Okay.
So maybe something wrong with your paragraph, so you pose your question there. Oh, sorry, your answer there.
Okay.
And then I will ask here to check. Is it okay? So even for some students online, if you fail to answer on paragraph, you can use line saying something wrong with my paragraph. So I should have the response here. I mean line. And of course, we should check time. After the event, a few minutes, and then we think maybe you just follow someone to have the answer, then we won't accept that. Well, so about today's discussion, RDT version 2. Oh, sorry. So about RDT version 2, I think, yes, it's good. I think you should review for sure, but right now we have the new version, version 3. Version 3, this time we have the complete assumption. We have a loss as well. All right, and loss. For ACK-NEC and data, so partially we may have losses. And again, we want to ask you the question in conversation. If you cannot receive it, maybe you will have something to do. We just want to draw your attention to this case. Well, same. Sender and receiver, we cannot see each other. If I send one thing to you, how you can tell I don't, or maybe I did not receive it? How? How you know that one? Maybe you let me know. Okay, it's easy. We can meet each other. I measure with Fenya. I send it to you. Do you receive it? And Fenya let me know. Oh no, we cannot use that way because sender and receiver, we have a curtain there. So you cannot meet with each other. And then how to tell you don't receive it? All you can do is set a timer. Once time's up, then I think maybe something wrong. So loss. So that's why we want to ask you that question. Even for human beings, you have your way. Maybe eventually you can meet each other, then you know, oh, okay, you send it, but I don't receive it. And for the current, we don't do that. We use the timer. Later you will know we add the timer. If well, for a long time we don't have the possible reception, then we think it should be packet losses. So we set reasonable amount of time. That says timer. We have a timer layer. All right, we set timer. As for the time, reasonable. How to have the reasonable time for you? Maybe you have your daily life experience, waiting for someone for maybe around 10 minutes, and then you think reasonable. How about an hour? Not reasonable. So you will have the way to have the reasonable one. And likewise, we may have a way to have the reasonable amount of time, but we just that it have a possible time setting reasonable amount. And retransmit if we don't receive any egg or neck because we think losses. All right. And sometimes maybe you retransmit. You think losses, so you retransmit. But it's possible to have a delayed packet. But that's okay. We retransmit, so we have the duplication. And duplication, then we have a sequence number. So we can tolerate the packet duplicate. So that's okay. So of course, we should have the sequence number. And the current way to specify the sequence number to act, similar to version neck-free. All right, to the version of neck-free. Well, that says up to now it's timer. And normally we will have a countdown timer. Maybe you can use a way, normal timer. Reach the value, then you say time's up, that's fine. But we prefer a countdown timer, reach 0, something like this one. Countdown timer, once 0, then we will have an alarm. And then we have this event, time out. Well, so just timer. So I have the complete version, but let me make sure. Do you prefer the step-by-step version or the current version? Maybe let me use the current version. If I don't think so, then I get back to the previous version. So send here, this is version for sequence number 0. Here, if we still have a receive packet, maybe for the initial one, receive packet, we do nothing because we wait call from above, right? Mission from maybe above layer, so for even I receive it, but don't care that. And yes, I have the data, the request, reliable data transfer, so we have a data make, same. And where we have the different setting, if we compare to version 2 here, timer. We have the timer enabling. And yes, we have timer, so we wait. Wait for Act 0. And Act 0 here, we have receive packet, corrupted, or is Act 1. So currently, we base on neck-free version, right? Because this version similar to neck-free version. So something like compared to neck-free version. For the neck-free version, think about this. For neck-free version, if we have a corrupted one, and we have here, it should be neck. And then what to do? For that version, we should have the action. Just retransmit, right? But why? The current version said it do nothing. If you don't like the current version, that's okay, you just retransmit. All right, you can modify to retransmit, but the current version set it to doing nothing. Why? If we set it to doing nothing, later we have this event. Timeout. Doing nothing, somewhat like waste time. Until we have a timeout. Maybe you have an image. Why you don't want to use an aggressive attitude to resend? Well, maybe you think so, but the current version, yes, not aggressive version. We use doing nothing, wait until timeout, then we can have the processing. The processing then says, oh, I send the current maybe egg. And of course, for the egg, we should set timer. All right, the current egg is egg 1. So, sorry, not egg, the current data. So I set it to, I resend once we have a timeout. And of course, set the timer. Or otherwise, receive not corrupted is the egg. We expect it's 0. And so we can move it to the new step. But don't forget, stop timer. Because we should have the setting again here. And so that same, we can have a cut. Similar one, then we can ignore. Well, I use a complete version and let you know how we have the modification for the current version, because we have the timer involved in the current version, and so that we can take care of the packet losses. For this one, this is the sender side. Let you have 1 minute to think about the version as well. Then feel free to discuss with your neighbors for sure. Well, about the current version 3.0, and we have the timer, and so that we have the changes. And specifically, start timer, and stop timer. And for the version here, we should retransmit immediately, but we wait till we have the event timeout. And timeout, we retransmit. Of course, we set the timer. So this is the current version for the sender. And how about the version for the receiver? This one, actually, we don't have the receiver. What happens? Missing slides? No. In fact, in the homework, we already have one possible problem. Is it okay to employ sender of version 2.2? Yes. All right. Yes, we can employ version 2.2 to serve as the receiver side for the current RTT version. So that's why we skip it. Well, up to now, we have the possible one. So we already have the action. So all of you check if no losses, packet 0, send packet, send. I think nothing wrong, so just for reference. And for the case, the scenario with a packet loss, send but egg. Sorry, not egg. The second one actually is send packet 1 but lost. So loss, right? Currently, it's the packet loss. However, waiting for a long time. Oh, okay, you don't receive it, so I retransmit packet 1. So about this one, because packet 1 cannot reach it, so you retransmit, that's correct. As for the remaining, same. So here we try to emphasize timeout. All right. And how about the current case? Yes, I receive it, but its egg cannot be received by, cannot be received by the sender. So retransmit but detect duplicate. So still send egg 1. Why still send egg 1? The receiver wants to tell the sender, mission completed for transmission of packet 1. All right, and also this is a concept of net free. So you use egg 1, and for the remaining, everything is correct. And for this one, we have a case, premature. Premature says, I don't have the reasonable amount of time for the timer. Premature says too early to have an alarm of timeout. So unless we send the packet, but eventually, oh, okay, yes, I receive it, so things done. Right? So things done, then I can send the next packet. However, where's the actual retransmission? So premature timer, then we will have more duplicate packets and more retransmission, but everything's okay, unless we don't have the proper time setting for the timer. All right, so next one should be the performance. Why you expect the performance for the current one? About the current design, everything's okay for version 3.0. However, later we will check it. This Wednesday we will check this for you. Is it okay or not? All right, so about the discussion today, I think that's all. And any questions? If no, that's fine. But keep in mind, I also push you to think about how you have the group for the final project, right? So that I send you some materials, including I ask you to have the practice by running apps of chapter 2. So that each of you should have your own short video to demonstrate you finish running the 2 programs. And this Wednesday, I will already have an activity to show me first. You finish running the 2 apps in chapter 2. Let me have one maybe 1 or 2 hyperlinks, and so that TA will check it. And also, I check it means yes, you successfully run the programs there, Python program, right? And the next one, you should find your team member, your group member for the final project. This Wednesday, I will already have an activity like that. OK， 我用中文说一下。我周末的时候，我把一些相关的，其实去年的，他们执行的那个结果的样子，简单的录成一个简短的影片。那 so size. Yeah, check my syllabus. Syllabus of the course, approximately 7. The good size for the final project is approximately 7. 7. Hopefully it's 7. 7? Yeah, 7. Or otherwise, one a bit larger and a bit smaller for the other one. So hopefully it's 7. Because we have a 41 in our class, so hopefully it's 7. 那我说一下中文，就是周末我有送给各位去年他们执行的那个第2章那2支程式的结果，好，应该有看到吧？好，就请你们做类似的事情。好，那你把你做过的把它录起来啊，助教要去看，其实看你有没有成功的执行。那也许你真的没有成功执行，你说我录给你看，我没有成功执行也 OK 不过希望你是成功执行。那同时你要找你的组员，要准备做期末的报告为什么要叫各位执行？因为要以第2章的 Circuit Programming 为基础。那你们要想想看，我执行完之后，我有想要做什么样的可能的题目那你执行过，你也大概有一个经验说，它是怎么样互动的。且第2章有教各位有一个 create circuit 这件事情，所以你期末的project 至少要有 create circuit 直接点名，不需要说我把这个我再做细一点，不是，我是至少要有 create circuit 这样的一个动作否则你都交给别人帮你 create 那种 app 是不能接受的。So I mentioned something in Chinese, and I expect you to have the feeling of running apps for Chapter 2. And also you need to find your group members for the final project. Hopefully it's 7. Size of 7 for your group. Well, so about this one, we will have an activity this Wednesday so that you can upload your hyperlink. So be well prepared to have your own video and so that you can upload your hyperlinks to that activity. Well, I think about this one, I mentioned this, and also I already have some materials this weekend, maybe the passing weekend, so I think you know these matters. All right, so any questions? If no, see you this Wednesday. See you, bye-bye.